If you're thinking about switching an old dimmer switch like this, stay tuned. You'll want to see this. Very first thing you're going to want to do is switch your power off at the breaker box. If you don't have a voltage meter and your breakers aren't marked like mine weren't, then a tried and true method is to turn the light switch on that you're going to switch. Make sure the lights are on, and then start testing until the lights go out. I hate to admit it, I was back and forth in my breaker box about 10 times before I finally found the right one. Alternatively, you could turn the power off to the entire house, but that seems a little excessive for one switch. Once those lights went out, I knew we were ready to rock and roll with the new switch installation. Now, there's a few reasons why you probably should switch to one of these dimmer switches. And more than likely, if you have an old dimmer switch, your light bulbs are no longer even compatible with it. If you've had your house for 20, 30 years and you were running one of the dimmer switches that I showed in the first picture in this video, then it's probably not compatible with the LED light bulbs that you're more than likely running now. This could result in your lights being delayed when you turn the switch on, and it also could result in flickering lights at certain times. Switching out the switch to a more compatible switch may not resolve those issues because they may not be coming from that, but it very well may resolve those issues. Now that I've turned out the breaker, I have to work with a flashlight. This is the part where I tell you, if you're not comfortable with electricity, hire an electrician. Fairly easy DIY project for most people, but doing it wrong could have shocking results. There's a variety of ways this switch can be wired according to your scenario. But for most people, if you have just one light you're controlling and one switch you're switching out, be it a single switch, you're going to wire it probably like this. But again, consult an electrician if you don't know. So you should have a wire with power going into the switch. This wire would have a black, white, and green or copper wire. Black is hot, white is neutral, green or copper is ground. So for my purposes, the black wire coming from the switch will connect to the black wire coming from the power source in my junction box. I'll have another wire going out to your light. That is known as the load. And with that black wire, you're going to attach that to the red wire that is not flagged in this switch. Flagged wire is for a different application. You will just cap it off and not use it in this scenario. In my scenario, again, there is two wires, one coming from the electricity and the other one going from the switch to the actual load, which is the light. So in my case, I will have two copper wires, which are both ground, and I will connect those together with the green wire that is coming from the switch. That is also ground. So there will be three wires, all ground, connected together. Now, if you're wiring the same scenario I am, when you pull the old dimmer switch out, you had two white wires, one from each wire, one going into the box, one coming out of the box. Those wires were probably already connected together with a wiring nut, and you should leave them connected together. You're going to not put any wire from the switch to those white wires. You don't have to. You will just simply leave them connected together as they were. All there is left is just to put it back in the junction box and screw it in, put your base plate on. We chose to use a fancier one that comes with it because it matches everything else in our house. And as you see, the dimmer works.